her and push her away, which is a play move, and tell her to sit, so that she starts to calm, and instead of getting up, she starts another behavior. Well, then maybe that turns into I come, I sit, I get the treat, I jump on mom. So then you want to change that behavior change. So what you might do is dog comes, and it becomes a default behavior where it's just you sit. You know, you don't have to give the cue anymore. The dog knows this is what I do instead of jumping up on mom until she gives me the treat, and then I jump up on her. So okay, so you know, that's they get in. So then what you might do is you might stand up, and when the dog jumped, and wait for it to sit, and then treat it again. So if that becomes more, then you change the behavior cycle again, so you'd stand up, and maybe you turn around. You know, so it becomes the art of dog training rather than the recipe, formula, do this, do that, do the other thing. You have to think about changing the behavior change. And that's all I did was I changed the behavior change because I had more chores to do. So I really wasn't doing it for the effect that I got. But it was a wonderful effect, and I was absolutely thrilled.
You mean just feeding her first?
No, I did all these other chores while I was getting their food ready.
Oh.
And then I would take I would get my sister's breakfast, my breakfast, their breakfast. So instead of me just going out to the kitchen, you know, and getting their breakfast together and going and putting it down and sitting there and waiting for them to finish, because I was busy, I had all these other things I had to get done. It couldn't just be the dog. And it totally changed the way the dog was. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm trying to translate into what's happening at my house at mealtime, but
So tell me your change.
well, she is a talker. Before I even got her, the breeder said she's a very talkative with it, and I mean, most of them are not, but some of them just talk all the time, and she's a talker, and so when she wants something, she just barks. Whether it's
I have a 6.5-pound Yorkie that barks at you.
yeah. So if she's hungry, which she's always hungry, and she is eating much more than they say she should be eating at this point.
Well, she's fine.
She barks at me, and if she doesn't bark when she wants to go out. She just poops on the floor still.
Oh my God.
We're working on that one. But you know, if she's bored, she bark at me, and until I do something.
So do something else before you do the something that you know she wants. So I'll tell you, yesterday I had a very interesting, because you start with this work, you start to really begin to pay attention to the dog and understand when the dog is saying no, and respecting when the dog says no, and giving them some choice in their life. And then if you've got to do something where there's no choice, then you don't give the dog a choice. But if you can give the dog a choice, like, okay, we're going out for a walk, I let the dog pick which direction they want to go in. I don't lead that walk, I let them lead the walk.
Right.
So I give them choice where I can give them choice. The little dog that I have, he was a rescue. I got him when he was 5. He's 9 now. He's still an asshole. But
is this the Yorkie?
But anyhow, so do you want to go out? And when he really wants to go out, he'll run to the door. But when he doesn't want to go out, he'll run under the table in the living room. You know. So sometimes there's no choice. So I think, but often what I'll do, he's so au contraire. He's so au contraire. So Bear will want to go out. So Bear and I go, and I let Bear out, and I'm standing out there on the fenced-in the screened-in porch, and I close the sliding glass door. And I turn my back, and I'll turn around. Because I knew he had to go out, but I asked him if he had to go out, so that means I gave him choice, so I had to respect the choice. Sometimes I just go, this isn't a democracy, and pick him up and take it. But then, you know, I open the door, and then he goes outside. But it is like everything has to be his idea.
Sky is that way. I'd say, do you want to go out? And I mean, he'll come and he'll ask me to go out. So
Right.
I go and get the leash, and I'm like, okay, come here, Sky, and he'll run to his food. I'm like, you little brat, you know, you just told me you wanted to go out, and here I am like a fool with my coat on, holding the leash.
Yeah, holding the
and
leash.
he's over there laughing at me.
So that is exactly the same thing.
Yes.
So
usually when I just go outside and I say, to hell with you, I'm leaving.
yeah,
And then he'll come running like
and
a
then he comes
2-year-old.
back. There, you change the behavior chain.
Yeah, it's like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, you pick. I know. I have exactly the same thing. I've never had a dog like that before. Yeah, good. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Yeah. She'll get it. Yeah. This gorilla root is a tree root. They come in 3 different sizes. You don't have to get them huge like this. I normally have pit bulls and things that, you know, with that size. But it doesn't splinter. It's very long lasting. It's safe to put in a crate. It doesn't smell. It's just the root of a tree. I don't know. I can't remember now. I used to know. I can't remember. It will tell you. You can get them on Amazon. These big ones are about $25, but you can get a couple of medium ones for about probably. You can get 2 mediums for $18, and then I have really small ones. Of course, for my dogs, they're in there. Of course, my dogs don't care about them. All right, you like this? This is still on the market. I got this years ago. Yeah, look at that. You found it. Wow. You found it. It's a nice one. It's wood. It's, you know, but it's a nice one. These are just interactive puzzle toys. And it puts the dog, he has to figure out how to do this. So every time you can put the dog into their prefrontal cortex, you're gaining ground in the things you want. So do you have a fenced-in yard? I
do,
but you still take them out on leash?
A week ago. Well, you have to take them on the leash to the yard.
Okay.
But yes, I do have a fenced-in yard.
But you have
as of a week ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
But it's not attached to the house. Okay. I got you. So, and you can't let them go because...
What Sky got off, we were up in the field in the fenced yard this morning before we came, and then as I was walking them back to the house, Sky got out of his